Yeah, honestly, I want us to be kind of like slept on. Is kind of my whole. Just kind of put a bow on it. I don't really want people to. I just don't want hype. Yeah, and I mean, whether or not there's hype, I really don't think there's any letdown with Signetti teams, to my knowledge, from what I saw last year. I mean, there was so much hype going in that Nebraska game, and they won 56-7. Like, it was like, if that doesn't tell you what this team is made of when it comes to showing up, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it was like,
I'm glad you wait.
like
I'm glad
56-7 isn't just catching someone on a bad day. Like
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Is catching someone on a bad day, and you came ready. You're pounding it down their throat. Everything's going right. You're executing at a high level. Like, that's what 56-7 is. Like, that's not just like, oh, Nebraska played bad and Indiana got lucky. Like, what are we talking about? 56-7, guys.
I'm glad you said that, because I have written down here that I want to talk about USA Today's Paul Myerberg's Big Ten coaches rankings. You haven't seen these yet.
I haven't. This is a live reaction. Yeah.
I'll save my take for until after we get to the glaring problem here. But even like you go down 1, 2, 3, I have some problems with this list. Number 1, no issue at all, Ryan Day.
Sure. He just won a national title. I think that
makes sense.
Yeah, sure.
Number 2,
born
James Franklin.
Born on third base, but I still think he's a good coach. Like,
he still won it.
Can he rebuild a program? I don't know. Can he coach Ohio State born on third base? Yeah, of course. He's one of the best play callers. Chip Kelly guy, like, yeah. He's great. Obviously, he had to outsource to his mentor to win the Natty, so we'll see how he does this year. I digress. What's number 2?
James Franklin.
Solid. Yeah, I love James Franklin. I think he gets a bad rap, honestly. He's been doing it. He won 10 games at Vanderbilt, guys. Like, that guy can coach, period.
Is John in here? John's his biggest fan.
Yeah. Maybe he didn't win. Vanderbilt might be one of those teams that hasn't won 10 games. We won 9 games at Vanderbilt, possibly. And I remember that just being a huge deal. And I thought Penn State was getting an absolute steal when that hire happened. And honestly, like, he's won like 10 games every year since he's been at Penn State. Like, what's there to complain about, really? Like, what is? You weren't able to win the Natty. Obviously, they're craving a Natty at Penn State. I get it, and it might be loser talk to be like, like, because he hasn't won a Natty, he's still a good coach. Like, it's not. Like, you want to fire him and rebuild? Like, good luck. You saw what happened to Tennessee. You saw what happened to Oklahoma. Saw what happened to USC firing Lane Kiffin, Steve Sarkisian, all top coaches in the college ranks right now. I mean, you got to stick with the guy long term, and eventually he's going to break through. He almost did it last year. Semifinals. Won 2 playoff games. Yeah, that's my James Franklin rant. I think he gets a bad rap. I think Keegan-Michael Key does a really good impression of him. Gives me laughter and joy.
Keegan-Michael Key's when he's like, the one clip of him where he's like, there's a player over there not in uniform or something, and he just does the run.
Yeah.
Phenomenal stuff.
Yeah.
No, here's where it starts to get off the rails, Brad. Number 3, Kirk Ferentz.
I mean, longevity, sure. Like, he's been there, 20 years, taking over direct. Iowa's been really lucky. I think they've literally gone Hayden Fry, who's like their legendary head coach, and then they went straight to Kirk Ferentz. I think they've had 2 coaches in the last 40 years. Unbelievable program. They just keep doing it. I mean, I don't hate it. It's just recently Iowa hasn't had an offense since they're in the Rose Bowl like 8 years ago. So I don't really know what to do with that.
Number 4, Dan Lanning.
Agreed, David. All you need is one magic run. Same goes for hoops. Keep with the coach that gets you 10 wins every year. Look at Nebraska when they fired Bo Pelini. He won 9 games every year, and they still fired him, and Nebraska's still not back. They're still not back. It's amazing how these things happen. Crazy.
Lanning 4.
Honestly, Lanning above Ferentz. Like, what are we talking about?
Not even a question. Here's where it gets even more ridiculous. Nebraska still not back. Well, Matt Rule's 5.
That's crazy. I mean, Yes, he has the NFL on his resume,
but guess
but
what?
did he deserve that higher? I don't know. I mean, you could say the same thing.
Signetti is 6, 1 behind Rule.
Yeah, and I know Pete Carroll went college, failed in the pros, went back to college, killed it enough to go back to the pros. And, Nick Saban, same thing, killed it in college, went to the pros, failed, went back to college. Obviously, you saw what happened at Bama. Doesn't mean that's going to happen with Matt Rule. That's all I'm going to say. We'll see,
I
though.
do think he's a good coach, but to rank him above.
They showed me flashes, but still like that same thing. They're just not able, at the end of the game, able to just pull it out. They just can't do it.
I know it can't come down to one game, but to your point, when you start like leading into this, when you're like 56 or 7, there's an absolute blasting. Like it's not just getting lucky, that's being significantly better. Like watching Matt Rule's press conference after that game, him sitting there just like like literally like I have no idea how to describe what just happened on the football field. Like he had been like somebody had been like Signetti took out a gun and shot somebody on the field. Like it was like he was like, I have no idea what just happened. Like I need some time to process what I just saw. It was like they got beat so badly. They got put into a blender. It wasn't even a competition. It literally wasn't a game. And this is a team that Illinois struggled to beat, and this was a team that I think Iowa played as well that struggled, or maybe that was Purdue. But my point being, like you watched, they have one head-to-head matchup, and it wasn't just a drubbing. It was like a pantsing. It was an embarrassing loss for Matt Rule. And to say that, to look at the state of the two programs right now, and yeah, I know Nebraska's got a shitload of money and a lot more football history, but like look at the state of the two programs right now. Look at the arrows and look at how quickly things are moving and the buzz the programs are generating. Like keep sleeping.
Yeah. I mean, if you're just look at resume, obviously you're picking blind resume. You're looking at taking Matt Rule because he coached the Panthers. But I mean, if you looked at win-loss records at the college level, I mean, the blind resume, then you're looking at Signetti by a mile, and I'll take that as my head coach over the failed NFL coach any day. Period. Signetti's a top 5 coach in the Big Ten. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I would even swap out Ferentz for Lincoln Riley. I know he's been under a lot of fire lately, but that would probably be my top 5. Would be that top 5, swap Kirk Ferentz for Lincoln Riley and swap Matt Rule for Signetti, and that's the top 5. I don't know how I'd rank them, but that's the core 5. Period.
Well, I'm gonna speed run the rest of the list, like in groups of 5. I'll let you give your thoughts. So 7 through 12 would be PJ Fleck, Bielema, Riley, Shiano, Fickle.
Yeah, I love Shiano, man. Fickle, yeah.
And Jonathan
Great coaches
Smith
in the Big Ten, by the way. These
Jonathan
guys
Smith
are all
would be
solid.
12.
These guys are all now.
It is an elite coaching league. I will give it. 13 Barry Odom hasn't even coached a game yet. 14 Sharon Moore.
How is Barry Odom above Sharon Moore? It's just
disrespectful.
Feels racist. feels bad. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts. Dude's 2-0 against Ohio State.
Hasn't coached in the Big Ten.
It's unreal, man. That's crazy. That's a crazy list. That Barry Odom over Sharon Moore is crazier than anything you read me so far. Like that is unreal. How
do you feel about the next 4 names being Jed Fish, Mike Loxley, then Foster and Braun to round it out?
It seems right. Like I think Foster's solid, but like I also really like Loxley. I think Loxley's a great coach. Is he better than Signetti? No. But I think he's a solid coach. I wouldn't mind my son committing to go play for Mike Loxley at Maryland. I wouldn't hate that at all. I don't think that's a bad situation to be in. Same with Deshaun Foster. I think Deshaun Foster's doing a great job of really pitching this NFL over NIL player-friendly environment, bringing in, I mentioned this last episode, bringing in all these ex-NFL players into their spring showcase. And really, I think he's bringing all those guys back, I think shows a lot to the culture. You just did not see that with Chip Kelly, and just leveraging that NFL network that you have at the University of California at Los Angeles. They just, He's doing a great job. And like 17, like I'm not going to complain about it. There's plenty of other more accomplished coaches ahead of him. Jed Fish is a solid one of the quarterback gurus in the whole college ranks, and he's at 15. I mean, it's a loaded college like conference list. Barry Odom should be second to last, by the way. I would take Deshaun Foster over Barry Odom. That's so unproven to me. Deshaun Foster's in-season turnaround at UCLA was very toughest schedule in the conference, and they managed to go 5-7 down the stretch. Had a shot to make a bowl game toward the end there, and
hey, he was able to hire Tino Sinceri. He sold his vision well enough to somebody.
Yeah, he made a ballsy move and fired Bieniemy after 1 year. I mean, that's his good friend. Like for him to do stuff like that, he's truly, as a UCLA man, really taking it serious. That hey, I'm gonna bring UCLA back like it was in the 90s, early 2000s. Like that's what I'm here to do. And
again,
not to bring it back.
Not to pat ourselves on the back, Brad, but this will be the second Sigs Inside Indiana Football Podcast mention of this episode. When we talked about Media Day last year and Foster went up there and had like that viral slip up moment, I wrote for keysportsnetwork.com and me and you spoke about that. Like that's not indicative of the type of head coach he's going to be. Yeah. And the odds are if he's more worried about team building and football than he is about standing in front of a presser, he's probably a good coach. That being said, obviously, when you compared his day to Signetti's day, and you look at Signetti, who's a seasoned college coach, been there, done that, all that, he's got the process and stuff figured out. That's something Foster's still getting used to. So you can't always be excited about press conferences and all that good stuff, but definitely it's hard to take like super positives and negatives. Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny enough because like those intro pressers, especially in the NFL, like you see like usually it's the guys that are like the weirdest. Like Sirianni had a really bad like intro presser and he just won a Super Bowl. And like we've been really high on what the Jags have been doing in the NFL ranks, and Liam Cohen got clowned for his introductory, press conference. So I mean that remains to be seen. Obviously, it's the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jesus, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll see with Deshaun Foster. I think he deserves a longer leash than people are probably giving him. And I think with a lot of Twitter finger people calling it the worst college football hire ever is what I've seen a lot. Usually those idiots are wrong on Twitter, so we'll see.
Those are the people who I like to like bookmark their tweet and save it in Indiana football receipts. You'd be surprised at the nice little treasure chest I have of callbacks I'll be able to pull out during the season.
Oh yeah.
Or yeah. So yeah, the haters. I like when the haters talk.
Yeah, I love it too.
Back to the Indiana football team.
That USD account never got back to me when I showed him the Derek Owens news on Twitter. He never responded. He didn't follow me back either. I was kind of pissed. Like I thought we had a good back and forth going, and he was liking all my stuff. He just didn't follow me back. I think he was just a little upset that USC's.
Yeah, well, he was telling me that
USC's in debt. I'm pretty sure we're not going to get into that, but like, I mean,
that account was telling me that better programs just come and take coaches from lesser programs, and that's how poaching works. And I told them I hope they enjoyed their stay at Curt Signetti's Indiana football. We'll see you next time.